What is up, guys? My name is Mateo Hall, and if you want to make $100,000, then I agree that if you have the risk tolerance for it, flipping houses might just be the way to do it. But if you want to be able to make a $1 million portfolio, then maybe you want to cut back on flipping houses and start building up an investment portfolio instead. So I want to start this video out by saying that there's absolutely nothing wrong with flipping houses. I'm just saying that there is a lot of work going in. Find something that's under market value a little bit, buy it, do some renovations, and then sell it. It's as easy as that. And really, no, I'm not kidding. It is relatively easy once you know what you're looking for. And I won't sugarcoat it. Things can get a little complicated during the whole renovation process. You might end up finding things that you don't like, but it's alright. You went in here with the plan to actually spend money. Now, let's say you buy a place under market value that is in need of a little bit of TLC and needs some repairs. You buy it in $500,000, $600,000 neighborhood, but you were able to get this place for $400,000. Now, we'll also put 20% down, which means we're only doing $80,000 of our own money put into this, which means that we're left with $320,000 that is left on the loan. Now, obviously, this place is in need of a little bit of TLC, so we're gonna have to put some pretty heavy change into it to actually get it up to market value. Let's say we put $50,000 into this property, and over the course of a couple of months, that brings our property value all the way up to $540,000. Now it's time to figure out how much cash do we really have left over. We'll subtract our $540,000 from $320,000 from the loan that we took out and the other $50,000 in renovations that we did. And that leaves us with $170,000 left in that property that we have of just equity and cash that we could sell and get out of there, right? Well, kind of. You see, when you're doing a flip, there's a couple of other things you have to actually take into consideration. The main thing is going to be selling costs and taxes. Now, I won't bore you with the semantics of it all. We'll just say that $32,000 over in selling costs, and that leaves us with $138,000 left. I mean, that's still really nice, right? I promised you $100,000 a year through doing this. But then you have taxes. Now, the problem with flipping property is that you're going to be based at a normal capital gains rate. And not only that, but you're also probably going to be taxed at self-employment as well. Now, after all your taxes, you're left with a measly $95,000. I mean, don't get me wrong, this sounds like an absolutely beautiful way to do business, right? Right, no, I'm not telling you this isn't a bad way to do business. And you might even make even more money if the market's appreciating like we have been seeing for the past, 2 years now? All you have to do is remember that the market can also crash a little bit and actually go down. I don't know about you, but I would not have wanted to be a house flipper during 2008, 2009. So now you're probably wondering what I'm going to talk about for the rest of the video since it's only about halfway done, right? I think there's a much more efficient way to be making money in real estate besides just flipping houses, but actually renting them out and investing in them. Hear me out. We're going to use these exact same numbers. $400,000 house, $80,000 down, a $320,000 loan, and a $50,000 renovation. But now, instead of selling this property at $540,000, why don't we just refinance it? Since this house is now worth $540,000, and before it was only worth $400,000, we can tell the bank, hey, we want some of our cash back in the form of what's called a cash out refinance. So we get our $170,000 in our pocket and we're refinancing our loan. And you know what we're gonna do with this cash? We're gonna take it and we're gonna go do this exact same thing again. Now, we take our $170,000 and we'll subtract $80,000 from it for our down payment on our new house and another $50,000 for renovations again. And we have $40,000 in our pocket to do whatever we want with it. Not to mention, we have another cash flowing rental property that's gonna be bringing us money all this time. Fun fact, since we took out this loan in the form of a refinance, our $170,000 is not taxed at all. So if we do this twice in 1 year, then we made $80,000 just in cash in our pockets, as opposed to the $95,000 trying to sell a place. And we have 2 rental properties that are cash flowing, bringing in money every single month. I hear you all out there. You're saying,
but Mateo, I do not have $130,000 to be spending to get $40,000 back.
You know what? Neither do I. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna be doing. Instead of putting 20% down and doing $80,000, because that sounds like a lot, instead I'm gonna put 3.5% down on that $400,000 house and only $14,000 of my own money. Now we get over towards the renovation, which is another $50,000 that Currently, I don't have and don't really want to spend. So what we're gonna do is work through a program that's called the 203K program. Essentially what it is the government giving you money saying, hey, fix up this house and make it better. So we'll take that $50,000 instead of pulling it out of our own pockets, we're gonna pull it out of the government's and we'll pay that back in just a second. So again, we have a home price of $540,000, but this time our loans that we have to pay off are a lot bigger. We have to pay off the $386,000 home loan and the $50,000 203K loan. And that'll leave us with our $540,000 minus $436 and still $104,000 in our pocket. But wait, there's more. What I'm now gonna do is put 25% down on a $400,000 property. That's $100,000 down, $300,000 loan. Again, we'll do $50,000 of renovations. We have a home property worth $540,000 minus $300,000, and you have $190,000 in your pocket. As well as now 2 cash flowing properties. Now, depending on your market, you could very easily rent these places out for $4,000 per month, cash flowing a couple $100 here and there, just in order to be paying off those loans and getting money in your pocket every single day, paying for all of your bills. But there's even more. I'm now gonna take this $190,000 and scrounge up $10,000 from my rental properties. And once I have $200,000, I'm gonna dry, rinse, and repeat, doing the same thing right over again. And you very quickly start to realize the power of real estate investing in all of this. Now, what I just outlined for you guys is something called the BRRRR Method. You're gonna buy, renovate, rent it out into a cash flowing rental property, refinance it, and repeat over and over again until you start building out your real estate portfolio. And the great thing about this is that it is much less risky than trying to flip a house, and potentially you get a lot more tax write-offs by owning these properties. You don't have to worry about the whims of the market, whether it appreciates or depreciates and your house starts to lose a little bit more value, because you don't plan on selling anytime soon. Even looking through most real estate crashes, the rental market stays pretty steady, if not increasing even more. So when I start buying here within the next 2 years, I'm gonna start building up my real estate portfolio into something that can scale. And here's a little tip for you guys that stayed till the very end. If you get your real estate license, then you can take your commission and put it down as part of your down payment. So instead of paying for that 3.5% down payment, I'm only gonna end up paying for about 1%. And anytime that I can save $4,000, I'm definitely going to do it. And that is it for today's video. If you haven't already, remember to hit that like button and subscribe down below. Check the description if you haven't started building your credit. The first way to get this process done is to get your interest rates as low as you possibly can. So check out that link to discover down below. You can get a free $50 credit just for signing up with them and getting your first credit card. This is an absolutely amazing way to start building credit, and especially since there's no annual fee. If you're into stock investing, then check out Robinhood and Public down below. You can get free stocks just for signing up for the platform. And I will see you guys next time until we continue our financial journeys.